Welcome to How to Retail. I'm Ryan Edwards and today we're at Animates in Botany in Auckland and we're about to meet CEO Rod Gibson. Let's go and do that now.
Hi, I'm Rod and I'm the CEO of Animates.
So Rod, tell me about Animates.
It probably looks like a pet shop or a group of pet shops, but we're more than that. We think of ourselves as an integrated pet care company. So we've got 44 retail sites, we've got 18 vet clinics, we've got 28 grooming salons, we've got 12 catteries, and we've got a large e-commerce business. So when we group those together, what we do is we provide pet owners or pet parents with a fully integrated pet service or pet care advice and products and nutrition advice for their animals.
Can you tell me about the team you've got around you?
Totally, yeah. We've got, I think, about 800 staff, but I guess the thing about our business is because we've got so many aspects to our business. We've got retail staff, we've got clinical people, we've got vets, we've got marketers, we've got logistics people. So we've got a very skill set and very varied or diverse group of people. But there's one thing that keeps everyone in common in our business, and it's just lovely and it makes it so strong, and it's a passion for pets and a passion for the industry. So whereas, you know, in a lot of industries right now during COVID, people are struggling to attract employees. In our retail business, we don't struggle to attract or retain our employees, so we're fortunate in that respect.
Animates is a big business. How do you make sure that you connect at a community level?
It's a great question, and I guess one of the cool things about Animates and the Animates stores is that they really form a key component of the pet community in the region that they are in. So because of that, what we do is we encourage our store managers to form relationships with local adoption groups or rehoming groups, and often what we will do is that they will actually come into our store on the weekend and run programs where they can either educate potential pet parents about adoption or actually run adoption events from our stores on the weekends. So if you come in on a weekend, you'll often find greyhounds in a store, and we might be supporting it with a barbecue or some such thing to create that sense of pet community, but most importantly to provide that service for those great organisations to be able to speak to potential pet parents.
COVID was good for some business, terrible for other businesses. How did Animates fare?
Like everyone, it was an incredible shock. But we were fortunate. We made a decision probably within the first 48 hours that we were going to retain all of our employees, that we were going to focus on meeting the needs of pet parents and pets throughout New Zealand during that period of time, and then most importantly that we were going to end this period, whatever that looked like, stronger than we went in. So with that mindset, I guess that helped to colour the actions that we took over those early days and weeks of the initial lockdown.
And with that in mind, how did you operate during COVID?
We're lucky in that we've got a large national network of sites, and we were able to redesign and repurpose those sites to be fulfilment centres so that we could run a really strong e-commerce business right through that lockdown period and make sure that, you know, pet parents were able to provide their loved pets with the superior nutrition that they needed during that stressful period.
If we can talk about e-commerce for a bit, how important is e-commerce to Animates?
E-commerce for us is a story of two halves, sort of before COVID and after COVID. And I guess the reality is during that COVID period, the only way for pet parents to obtain superior nutrition for their pets was to do that via an online channel. So as you can imagine, that channel grew for us significantly over that period. But one of the interesting things that we observed was that it introduced a lot of our pet parents to a new channel. So coming out of COVID, we don't so much think of, you know, our bricks and mortar stores and our e-commerce business, but rather we just think of being a multi-channel business, and customers have different journeys on different days and they can choose to do business with us how they like. So e-commerce is very much integrated into the way we do things and more focused around the customer and their journey than e-commerce as a channel itself.
Can you share with us any insights or trends that you've noticed through e-commerce?
Yeah, I guess that one of the key learnings that we've developed is that any given customer wants to be able to engage with us based on their needs on that day. So we focus on customer rather than channel, and what we see is that those customers will use different options within e-commerce. They might choose home delivery or repeat delivery or click and collect, or they might just choose to come into store and spend time with us. So the more sophisticated and the more integrated our e-commerce channel is with our business, the more our customers are just picking and choosing how they want to engage with us from day to day.
And staying with e-commerce, can you share with us anything that you missed or were slow to move on?
A lot. And still the biggest challenge in the area that we're working through is how you make that digital customer experience or digital transaction more emotive and more real for the customer. You've probably seen when you've looked around our store, when our customers come into store, there is a very real relationship between us and the customer. What we found with online was it was a very functional relationship between ourselves and the customer. So we're looking to develop that online experience to make it more seamless and more like that real personal relationship that exists when you come into a store and the staff in there know you by name.
Rod, can you tell me what you think success comes down to for Animates?
Yeah, there are a lot of components to success, but for us, our people are first and foremost. For me, it's a unique industry in terms of the level of passion and humility of the people that choose to work here. Whether the people that work in our stores dealing directly with their customers, or our great clinical people, or the people that work at support office, there's a real sense of unity and commitment to the cause, and just a great humble group of people.
What are some of the benefits of running an Australian-owned company in New Zealand?
Yeah, it's a great question. We've got an interesting ownership model in that we're 50% owned by one company and 50% owned by a large Australian pet care company. And the reality is that's a net win for us, because we're a significant enough business that we've got the autonomy to run on our own. But where we need to, we're able to call on the IP and the scale and the experience of our Australian pet care owner. So it really is a win-win. We can get on and do what we need to do, but we can call on a lot of great resource when we need it.
How do you maintain and drive customer loyalty for Animates?
Like all retailers, we have loyalty programs, but for me, the heart of loyalty for us, or to be honest, for any retailer, is the quality and the depth of that relationship between our customers and our great team members. And if you think of owning a pet, owning a dog, that is is a 10-year or longer experience. So that's a long time to build relationships with our customers, and that's what we focus on. Our teams in store are pet passionate people. They build relationships with their customers, and that's what's the backbone of the loyalty and the success of this business over the last 10 years or longer.
As a CEO, what are the best tips you've got in running a business?
I guess for me the first one is know your competitive advantage, know what you're good at and focus on that. Follow that up with, it's about the people, in terms of investing in the leadership, in the empowerment and the competency of your people. If I was to go on from there, from a CEO perspective, it's about ensuring that you've got the appropriate controls and reporting in place so that you can understand and monitor and measure the health of your business at any time. It's an old adage, but if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. And as a CEO, it's most certainly true. Carrying on from there, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about technology. The reality is we need to embrace technology, not only to drive productivity, which is fundamental to our long-term health, but also to ensure that we're able to engage with our customers at the time and on the platforms that they want to engage with. And then I guess the last thing is just that financial wisdom in terms of making sure you're monitoring and you're managing your balance sheet so that you're not just successful today and tomorrow, but you're successful in 1 year and 2 years and 3 years' time.